Hey, fellas. Welcome to Southwest Titans Fantasy Football League Week 14 preview. Ho, ho, ho! We got a good one. I sound like Santa Claus. Aggressive Santa Claus. Ho, 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 ho. Or Tim Allen. Ho, ho, ho. We got a good one, guys. We got a good one. I hope everyone's getting ready for Christmas. We've got number one FAFO locked in Golden Boy. Locked in at number one, first round bye, no matter what happens. So we're not even going to talk about him anymore. He's beat me twice. I've lost three times this season. Twice to number one FAFO and once to the last place team, Purdue Fins. Thanks, Purdue Fins. Appreciate that. This week, we've got number two, Rides Rabbits, 10-3 versus number three, the Cowpokes, who's 10-3. Yeah, I'm 20 points ahead in total points, but this week it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, winner take all. Whoever wins, we're playing each other. Whoever wins this game will finish at number two, and we'll get the second first round playoff bye. The loser will finish in third place. And I'm sorry, 8 through 12. Or I'm sorry, 9 through 12. 9 through 12. Marinos Mafia, Ozark Mountain Daredevils, Tebow United, and Purdue Fins. You're all out of the playoffs. Not going to spend a lot of time on you guys. I'm sorry. It's just a fact. But still, we're in the last week of the regular season. We've got number 4 through number 8 all competing for the final 3 playoff spots. So let's start digging in some scenarios. Again, I already told you, number 2 versus number 3, winner. Winner takes over number 2 in the last first round bye. Number 4, D's Nuts. Win, and he's in. But even if he loses, I still say I don't know what the odds are, but I would still say like 90 to 95% chance he makes the playoffs, even if he loses. Because, again, win and he's in. If he loses, IH Braves, Hey Fellas, and Mighty Coon Dogs would all have to win. And Mighty Coon Dogs would have to outscore him by 64 or more points. So all 3 of those teams have to win, and Mighty Coon Dogs has to outscore D's Nuts by 64 or more points. That's why I say it's highly unlikely that would happen. But that's why D's Nuts has not clinched a playoff spot already, is because there's that possibility. Sorry, my eye itches. You got a problem with that? So, and then we go down to number 5, IH Braves. Again, IH Braves, if he wins, he's in. He's got a big lead in total points. He's actually the 4th highest scoring team in our league. So, if he wins, he's in. IH Braves, if he loses, and Hey Fellas and Mighty Coon Dogs both win, then he's out of the playoffs. IH Braves is. Even despite that big point differential, that he's had some bad luck with matchups and whatnot. So IH Braves needs to win to get in. Unless he wants to take a chance on Hey Fellas and Mighty Coon Dogs both winning and knocking him out of the playoffs. So just win, IH Braves. Just win. Takes us to Hey Fellas. It starts getting more complicated as we go further down the line. Hey Fellas, if he gets the win and a Mighty Coon Dogs loss, then he's in. If there's a Hey Fellas win and a Mighty Coon Dogs win, as long as he maintains his 14-point lead, he'll still stay in. Hey Fellas loss and a Mighty Coon Dogs win, then Hey Fellas is out of the playoffs. And I apologize if I'm messing up any of these scenarios. I did my best to try to look at all the different situations. I'm not a human computer, so if I mess something up, I'm sorry. I did the best I could to look at it. It's just very complicated once we start getting down the line. But the big thing is that Hey Fellas plays Tua, who Hey Fellas is in sixth place. Tua's in eighth place, but Tua still has a chance to make the playoffs. So we'll get to that. But Hey Fellas just needs to win. Or a win. Well, he needs to win, but depending on what everyone else does, I mean, he needs to win. And even if Mighty Coon Dogs wins, he needs to keep that 14-point advantage. But if Hey Fellas loses, he's pretty much out. So that takes us to Mighty Coon Dogs win. So Mighty Coon Dog win and Hey Fellas loss. He's in. But a Mighty Coon Dog win and a Hey Fellas win, he's still alive if he outscores Hey Fellas by 14 points or more. But Mighty Coon Dogs needs to win. I mean, Mighty Coon Dogs, if he loses, he's out. He's already in seventh place. And that's also because Hey Fellas is playing Tua, who's in eighth. And that would give Hey Fellas and Tua both a 7-7 record. Tua would overtake Mighty Coon Dogs and Hey Fellas both in total points. God, this is so confusing. I'm more confused now than when I put all this together. But then we go down to Tua. Tua loses, he's out. He's just out. And if he wins, again, it's very complicated. Very complicated. If Tua beats Hey Fellas, he moves up one spot automatically because they would both be 7-7, and Tua has a ton more points than Hey Fellas, so he would overtake him. He needs Mighty Coon Dogs to lose as well. But even if Mighty Coon Dogs wins, Tua still has a shot. If he wins, even though Mighty Coon Dogs might win, if Ice Braves loses and Tua outscores him by 33 points or more, Ice Braves, then Tua would move into the playoffs. I told you it's complicated. It's complicated. Again, I apologize if I'm wrong, if I missed a scenario. I spent a lot of time going through these. I mean, so let's look at the three matchups that matter the most. Number 2, Rides Rabbits versus number 3, Cowpokes. Again, we're both 10-3. I'm winning total points by like 20 or so points, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Head to head, Ride this season has the advantage 7-6. And you know what? That one game advantage actually It's from when we played in week 3, and neither one of us had a great week, but I got the win. So that's what's put me ahead. And if you look at the last 6 weeks, Cowpokes has been doing better than me. So median points, Ride has the advantage 142 to 141. This is how close this is. Average points, Ride has the advantage 144 to 143. And projection, Cowpokes right now by 4 points. This is tight. This is, you know what? Honestly, either one of us deserve this second place in the first round bye. We both had pretty good seasons, and I guess you could say Cowpokes had the highest scoring game of the season when he scored over 200. But anyway, this is really tight. This is huge. It's huge. It's going to be a big game this week. Hopefully, it's somewhat close. Otherwise, I hope I beat his ass, blow him out. Next, most important matchup: Hey Fellas versus Tua. Head to head, Tua has a huge advantage, 10-3. Hey Fellas won the first matchup between these two. Median points, Tua has the advantage, 140 to 125. Average points, Tua 138 to 128. It just feels like, despite Hey Fellas win the first matchup, I have a feeling Tua's going to get some revenge, and Tua's had some bad luck. Even though he's been having some good scoring weeks, he's been losing despite that. I feel like Tua's gonna get the win this week. And that takes us to, which involves Tua as well. He needs Mighty Coon Dogs to lose. Mighty Coon Dogs is playing Marino's Mafia. Head to head, Mighty Coon Dogs with the advantage over Mafia, 8-5. Mighty Coon Dogs won the first matchup between the two. Median points, Mighty Coon Dogs 134 to 127 advantage. Average points, Marino's Mafia has the advantage slightly, 130 to 127. Right now, the projection is for Mafia to win by 2 points as long as Mighty Coon Dogs, or no, I'm sorry, Marino's Mafia. If he makes an adjustment to his starting lineup, he would be favored by 2 points. But overall, and also, too, a fun fact, 4 games, if you went head to head, these guys, 4 games this season out of 13 would have been decided by 2 points or less. That's how close these guys have been in scoring and who would have won these matchups. So it's fun time, man. It's a fun time to see how everything's going and who's going to make the playoffs. And I don't know if I've ever seen where we're going in the last week of the season with 3 of the 6 playoff spots up for grabs. So anyway, you've heard what I've said. Hope you all have a great week. It kicks off tonight with the Patriots and the Steelers. So good luck, fellas. Have a great weekend.